It's showtime.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight on another episode of Monday Night Slot Car Live, where we go live with the community. And tonight we have special guests, Steve and Enzo from Stockpile Hobbies. And of course, we have Chris from Southern Slot Racing. Thanks for joining us, guys. Absolutely fantastic. We got a big night tonight. Let's have a look and see who's here before we get going and say hi. DNA Slot Cars was here a little earlier, but I want to thank them for stopping in. Thank you very much, guys. Dick's Slot Car Garage. Thank you, Danny. Absolutely appreciate it. Light Tech Slots. Warren. Thanks, brother. You should be here with us right now instead of over there. Check the Discord. Claude MP, thank you very much. That's a pretty cool little thumbnail you have there. Thanks for joining us. Tom, thank you, brother. Absolutely appreciate it. What is this? What we got here? Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Warren. I appreciate that. Stockpile Hobbies is in the... Hey, Steve. Did it again. Glazed nuts. Yeah, I got... Oh, two nuts. Two nuts. Yeah, man, you should see me pushing around a lawnmower all day. I got some glazed nuts. All right. Southern Slot Racing. Chris is in the house. Thanks, Chris. Kenny, thanks, brother. Rick, thank you for joining us. Tom, once again, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. All right. Mark, thank you very much. How's it going, brother? Who do we have? Josh. Okay, guys, Josh from 406 Speedway. He's going to be starting his channel right away. It's going to be largely drag strip related stuff, but not 100% all drag strip stuff. He'll also be doing normal A2 content as well, him and his club members. So if you guys have any interest, he'll be with us next week on Monday Night Slot Car Live, and we'll get him in and we'll show him to the community. Thanks for joining us tonight, Josh. I absolutely appreciate it, brother. All right. Doug, thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. Ryburn, thank you, brother. Absolutely. Busy night tonight. Going to have a lot of guests tonight, so we got a lot to cover. A lot of cool things been happening in the last couple of days. Eric Claude, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Mark, thank you, brother. There it is. And brings us to Luke. Thank you, Luke. Awesome. Book. And there's Steve trying things out. And who else we got? All right. And finally, Josh. Thanks, Josh. We appreciate you being here. Okay, so let's talk about what we've all been doing, I guess, leading up to this point. I know I haven't had a live now for a while, at least a serious one. Yeah, right. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit. Thanks for joining us, Patriot Hobbies. Do you have everything you need when you're ready to roll, brother? All right. So, Chris, how are things? I know you've been super busy at work lately, hey? So why don't you just do a quick wrap-up of what's been going on the fun side of your life?
Yeah, the JOB has certainly been get a few toys here. JOB's really been hammering but with all the holidays and everything. But I'm really taking a lot of stock into my 1/32 scale track right now. I've got a pit lane. I've got an oval going. I got wireless controllers, and I just purchased this section track that check lane. I forget the name of it, but that's a check lane.
Check lane, yeah.
And I'm going to do a review of this because there's a couple of features on here, not just the check lane part of it that you do a smart race. I've been ramping up some my 143 scale cars too.
Oh man, fantastic, brother. That looks awesome.
DTM.
That check lane have a roller on it?
Does it have what?
Does it have a roller?
No, it's just like a little section.
Oh, okay.
And then there's an eye on it. What's cool is you can have up to 2 of these, so you can have 3 sections on your layout that is timing the split times between. Yeah. Or you can take 5 of these and stick them end to end, and you can check your takeoff.
Right. Yeah. That is cool. Not too many people know about that one, brother. That'll be a good one.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. Yeah.
That's what I've been up to. That's been the Christmas haul, and besides, I picked up the Carrera Go little sheriff car the other day.
Oh, nice.
And other than that, that's where I've been.
Awesome. Right on. All right. So, Steve, what's been going on with you? Boy, we got some catching up to do, brother.
Yeah, it's been about a year or so since I actually made any content on the channel. Been focusing a lot on music and guitars and some of the Transformer stuff. I kind of got out of the slot car scene a lot here, but I still buy things every now and again. I found something here we're going to set up tonight, an old Affinity track on Facebook that I scour for, and I put things in our eBay store that we got. Yeah. Take a lot of time. All the slot cars you see in the videos, a lot of them are for sale on eBay. There's all the ones still, they're all there. But a lot of it's been going on with music and guitars. I started a band up and having drummer problems as usual. But yeah, doing a lot of stuff like that, and then just curating the collection here. I'll pan real quick here if I can show what else is on the table over here. It's just nonstop of big guys and things and
awesome
other things on the shelf and all that.
Awesome.
But yeah, a lot of it's just been work, and then a lot of it's just been selling a lot of things. Kind of create a little business out of it in a way to supplement some income, really. But other than that, it's going really good. Can't complain. Enzo's doing good in school, and so is Isabella. And yeah, just take each day as it comes.
Nice. So what brings you here? Just wanting to become a little more involved with your channel, or just curious to see?
Check in, get see what we could do, whatever. I did find this Infinity set. I'm going to set this up tonight with Enzo. From what Dan's been telling me, this is, I don't want to say vintage, but it's not one of the newer boxes, at least. So I haven't looked at it, so I want to pull it apart, see what's missing in it, and then we'll set it up and do a little racing here while we're talking and everything. Shouldn't be that hard to set up compared to everything else we do around here. So
yeah, right. So yeah, right on. So it's good to have you back, brother. I mean, the last time we both had our 1,000 subscribers on the same night.
Yeah.
And then from there, your life got a little busy, and my life got busier with YouTube.
Yeah, I took a step. The editing was getting out of control. I was doing a video every day.
Yeah, and it's a huge burnout, brother.
Yeah, that's what happened. And then the software I was using, the license expired, and I had to change studios, and I relearned a new one. And I was like, well, I was looking at the amount of time I was putting into it was like what I was getting out of it, really. And the slot car videos were doing fine and all that, but all the Transformer content I was doing, it was getting like 30 views. I was like, well, and they took forever with all the special effects I was doing in it, so it wasn't really worth the effort. And then when I started taking down the slot car stuff after I did the full loop with the LED racing and all that, I didn't know where to go next with it. I didn't want to lock myself into like a Viper track or anything where you're stuck with the one thing, because I changed things a lot around, and being stuck in the one track, I didn't think that would work so well. So it was either kind of do what you did, where you went up to another scale, get more options to do things, or kind of just move on to other things. And my music side of me came back around after 10 years because of like, my kids and things. But
right.
to the point now, some freedom's coming back and able to go out and do those things again.
Cool. Well, it's nice to have you back, buddy.
Yeah.
Even if you're not doing the hardcore slot car thing, it's nice to have your knowledge. And also, you know, with things like painting and that kind of thing, I always, hey, man, you can ask anybody. The first thing I'll say is, hey, I'm not really great at that, man. You should go see, definitely go see Steve at Patriot.
I wasn't great either, man. No, a lot of it's just trial and error. You know, a lot of it's trial and error. Just don't be afraid to do things. You know, it's paint. It wipes off, you know.
Well, that's just it, right?
Yeah.
Some people don't even really want to do it, but it's nice that, you know, just even the things that I've done, I'd watch your videos first. Because, you know, like, listen, there's some things that I know how to do and there's things that I don't know how to do. So, you know, I like to make sure I know what I'm doing before I do it. And watching
all that out, you know. I still get a lot of comments on things, you know, things that are years old, you know, that this was great for painting, or people still holding up the Outer World flag for the, you know, their chassis don't suck. You got to pop them up, and I'm like, you know, just do your thing, man. Been there, done that.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, it's good to have you back. Okay, for myself, well, I had a few deliveries today.
Yeah, what'd you get?
The first one is the True Speed controller for the Carrera Digital. It's really big controller. Fits in my hand nicely. If you got big hands, as you can see, I got big hands. So I was kind of worried. I figured it was going to be like a tiny little AFX controller, and this is not the case at all. This is definitely made for an adult.
How's the screen tension, Dan? I mean, even using the little Tyco ones, after a little while, like even Enzo, his hand would start to, you know, get tired or start to hurt.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah, there's not much there. It's very quiet. It doesn't have a really heavy feel when it's going over the
the slider.
Yeah, the
whip. Yeah,
it just feels really really smooth. It has good play to it. It feels solid. It doesn't. The trigger's not jumping around or what have you.
Yeah.
So it was kind of nice. And then while I'm waiting for that, this shows up. So I actually have this as well. That just showed up today.
Oh yeah, that Mustang. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a really nice one too. I also got the Sasquatch one or whatever. It's the orange one, and it's coming too. So
we went down to North Carolina back in May, I think. We did at the Roval in Charlotte. We raced Mach 1s around for a day, doing that like a driving school. It was really fun racing those around. They were really great once they're set up and everything for that. It was really cool.
Yeah, they need a little bit of setting up to do. So here's a comment for you, Steve. What's up, fellas? Steve's back. Cool as hell. Looks like you got a little bit of a fan base going on here, Steve.
A little bit. They're still out there.
Yeah, they're looming in the background. Right on. Misfits, slot car misfits of all scales. Thank you very much for being here, brother. And thank you for allowing me to post tonight's live on your channel on YouTube, or pardon me, on Facebook. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. So I guess the first thing I want to talk about tonight is I know here we have a few people who are interested in the larger scale stuff. And, you know, from now on, I'm going to do my best to try and combine a little bit of everything. Tonight, for sure, I want to have everybody have a look and see if I can get people's opinions. What we have here is the 2024 season Carrera NASCARs. I just want everybody's opinion, what you think about them. So we'll watch the video quickly and we'll see what's going on. So here they are. So I actually have, let's try doing this first. Good. Oh. Okay, hang on, guys. I didn't realize that somebody's thing is still up. It's in the way. Okay, here we go again. Let's try that again. Darn, look good. All right. So this is the 2024 season. This is the ZL1. Byron. Chase Elliott. Yeah. Fantastic liveries.
Yeah, I like the first one and the last one. It's really nice.
Yeah, I think we're being told not to hold your breath completely. This is probably going to be the lineup, but not 100% sure yet. So take what I just showed everybody with a grain of salt. Now I got to get this racetrack stopped.
That's in the 143 scale? That's in the larger scale?
That's 132nd.
132nd?
Yeah. I think everybody's waiting on those ones, those bad boys this year. So, yeah.
So can 143, 132nd run the same track?
Yes. Yeah. And even HO can run on the Evolution track or the Go track, I guess. As long as you put a little piece of something on the guide pin. People have been using like a spray tube from a WD-40 can. If you just cut it off and you jam it on the guide pin, it just makes the guide pin thicker and it fits in the slot better. So Shen RC has been doing that for a little while now. So it actually does work. So what do we got here?
Very Christine.
Should do Mustang and Camaro. Yeah, but that's a money thing. It's a money issue. I'm not sure what the Ford team, I guess the new car for the Ford team this year is the Mustang, of course. But I haven't heard too much about it yet. So, oh yeah. Yeah, the controller's really nice. That's all I got to say. So I ordered the second one already. So, yeah, Shen RC glued braids to the bottom of the shoes. He says it helps him a lot, be a lot more smooth. Now, the reason for really why AFX is so hard is because we all know AFX has those 90-degree bends on their shoes at the front. So every time they hit one of the cracks in the Carrera track, they're a little bit bigger than the average HO crack in the track just because of its size. It just clips it a little bit more. Now, if you go back and you watch the video about how I said that you need to take that 90-degree bend off the front of the shoe, it'll probably slide over a little easier. But I do like what Shen's been doing. What is this, Christine?
Yeah, someone asked about it. Yeah, I still have it. It's still for sale with the LED.
That's awesome. Isn't that amazing, eh? It's just, long lasting. People remember that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Like what sinks in your mind and stays there kind of thing. So, hey, Raul, thanks for joining us, brother. I absolutely appreciate you being here. Thank you. Yeah, so what else do we have tonight? Oh, yes. So I was going to ask you guys if you've heard about the new GT40. Now, for the people in the comment section, I'm kind of curious too. I know there's a few people in the comment section who may have seen this car already. Yeah, I really like those legend cars. They look cool. So I guess we'll start with Chris. Chris, have you seen the new GT40 that's chrome? The one
I've only seen it on the videos, and I haven't seen it in person. Just my personal preference. I'm not a GT40 kind of fan, but it looks okay.
Yeah, it looks good. I have to agree with that. It does look good. The only problem I have is the price point. Again, I think the price is with HO cars seems to be fluctuating up and down just because of somebody who wants the price to be higher. Now, what I've found, of course, the prices are different everywhere, but what I've found is on the larger scales, you have more of a generated price zone where you know that certain cars are going to come out and they're going to be I don't know, they're sought after, I guess. They'll be sought after more. It could only have been issued in Japan or what have you. But then there's a reason for it to be more expensive. Making it more expensive because somebody else paints a different paint on it and then calls it their own. I don't think that is a reason to make it so expensive. I think really it should just be another car in the system. And if you, of course, if you want it and you have to have it right now, there's always a price. There's always a right now price. I mean, how bad do you want something? Well, you could want it bad enough to pay the $99 that I was laughing at over it earlier. Definitely would never pay that. But I think that there is a scale for price, and it would be a lot better if, people tried to stick to that a little bit more. I think it would help slot car buyers, and it would certainly help collectors sort of be more standardized about what it is they're buying or how much it is they're going to have to pay to get it. Like Chris was saying, like I say, it's a nice looking car. I definitely wouldn't pay the $99 Canadian for it or whatever. But if you have to have it in your collection, well, once again, it's only worth what someone will pay. So if someone will pay it, then that's the price.
So this is the Chrome AFX one with the orange stripes?
Yeah.
I just saw it.
Yeah, what do you think?
I mean, it looks cool compared to the other ones, but I mean, again, it's like what I was showing you earlier with, even with the Transformers, it's just the same thing. They're just pumping out with different colors on them. But, got to get them all. That's how it is.
Right? I mean, and that whole entire line, remember the GT40 you told me? You see what they did to me about that, hey? They just send the cars back in parts, and now I got 4 cars that were out. Idiots.
Wait, what happened? No, I didn't. What happened?
They never gave me cars back in packages. They gave me cars back in parts.
Really?
Yeah, they warrantied them, but they didn't put them back in. They gave them to me out of packages. So I'm a collector. So what am I going to do with 4 exact cars out of the package?
Flip them.
I gave them away, brother.
Exactly. Right.
Remember, so yeah. So
that's too bad.
Yeah, you see, this is it. Our slot car daddy. Thanks for joining us, brother. Yeah.
Yeah, I was at my Hobbytown this weekend, and the AFX cars were going for $40 and $50, and the double pack was like over $70.
Yeah. The for our Auto World one, they were over like almost $30, even at the hobby store around here in New York, at least. I want to see even $40 for those for like an X traction. They were.
Yeah, okay. So here's what I was. I won't name any names. Me and somebody were having a conversation, and what we were talking about is the value, or at least the price, of the different scales of slot cars. Ideally, let's just say you're gonna, if you have to pay $60, basically $60 will buy you 1 car of any scale, And the question is, which car is it going to be and what scale? Let's start with, we'll just shoot this out there. Chris, what car and what scale if you had the choice?
Well, if the $60 the price point, I'm going to probably go with a 132nd or scale car for that price. But if we're talking HO, I mean, our AFX cars are getting on up there.
Mm-hmm.
I can buy a Viper or another high-end car versus Auto World or AFX for the same amount of money.
Right. Which is, which is what everybody or most people end up doing in the long run anyways, right? They realize that with everything, you have to pay to get yourself in the price point you want. And if you, like I said, you're going to run an HO, a 132nd, or a 124. And if your price point is $60, because you got to have a price point somewhere. So we'll just say $60 because in that range, you can buy one of all of those cars. But for that cost, what does a $60 HO car look like? Like you said, Chris, it's not coming from Auto World or AFX. That's one problem. Now the upgrade, once again, we all talked about paying a little bit more if it meant they tightened up the tolerances and we all got usable product. Because I can tell you right now, there are problems all over the board when it comes to slot cars. Most of them are relating to an HO problem, QC problem. And the reasons are different. The problems with HO and the problems with 132nd are different. For one, 132nds don't have problems with wobbling pinion gears. This is quality mistakes that should never make it out the door, especially when you're dealing with a small part like that. Should have thrown them all out and started over the minute they noticed that this was happening. Instead, they do exactly what Auto World does too. And I don't mean to bash anybody. I'm only telling what it is. I'm not making anything up. You guys can check for yourselves. But they just all run it straight out. It's not as if they're like, "Holy, we need to stop the line. Something's wrong." It's, no, hurry, pump them out and sell them all because we need to make another run. I a little more accountability all the way around, I think would make a big difference anyway. So that's sort of my 2 bits, Chris.
Well, and two, you got to think for that $60 price point at a digital Carrera or even a Scale Electrics, but we'll stick with the digital Carrera for $60. You're getting a digital, and you're getting the lights, and you're getting all the feature sets that run on that digital set. So you get a lot of options, and you can make it run analog. So I think that's just a lot more bang for your buck.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I think with the larger scales, even with like the Arc Pro or what have you, there's various sets like that going on right now. But I think definitely, and I'm gonna always say this. I thank Raul from Conquest Racing for being such a great slot car brother. Because without all of his, all of me filling his ear full of my questions for days on end, I probably wouldn't have as much as I have right now. So, and in turn, be able to share that knowledge with all my great subscribers, my members, and just anybody who's interested and wants to learn along the way with me. So, that would be really hard for me to do if I was constantly scraping for information. So Raul, if you're still here in comments, I want to say thank you, brother. I absolutely appreciate it. And like I said, I'll always share my information with everybody that who wants to listen. And it's a really great community we have here, and it's really fun to be able to try out the Carrera system And of course, now that my track is built and it's ready to roll, and I've been doing races now with my wife. And if you guys haven't checked it out, I did my first race. Please check it out if you got a moment. It's 20 minutes long. Remember, if you don't have time to watch the full thing, put it on ×2. Watch it on ×2. I know sometimes videos get a little bit long for you, but you know what? The creator still gets full. They get full account for it. They're just watching it at ×2. So long form stuff like that, I always tell people, hey man, you're not going to hurt my feelings. Put it on ×2 because it's just a lot of racing, and I understand sometimes it gets stale and dry, but you know, it's racing. It's fun. It's fun to watch. So it's all good. And Irene had a pretty fun time. So. And what it does is it allows us to interact with each other and and enjoy some couple time, I guess. It's just fun. It's a lot easier to control than the HO. Even with my super speedway, sometimes things move so fast that really you're either squeezing the trigger or you're watching planes. You're watching cars turn into jet planes. So, yeah. Well, hey, thanks for joining us, Latvia. I appreciate it. Absolutely fantastic. Harry, right? Harry? I think so. Yeah, Harry. Thanks, brother. Thanks, Harry. Yeah, I like watching his videos too. Pretty cool. When he had the delivery of his Carrera digital track in the snow, waiting for the delivery guy, watching the van drive by his house. I'd be like, ah, stop that van. So cool. Yeah, so sometimes you get a little too excited about what's going on. So I'm running digital. I've been waiting so long. I have analog already. It's called HO. So I will, of course, try analog, and I'm waiting on some straights right now so that I can. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a small analog table on wheels underneath my big table, so that when it's time to do an analog race, I can just pull it out, i.e. the GRL. I was hoping to be a little more ready for it, but I'm missing a few shorts in order to make the track. So as soon as they come in, I'll be able to put the analog track underneath my digital track, and I'll race it there. At least I'll have what I need. So I'm really eager to get it going though. So it'll be nice to get it running. So yeah, but Harry, maybe you can join us one night here on Monday. We can have a little chat and see what's going on in your end of the planet. Man, you're on the other side of the globe, brother. That's such a cool. I think it'll be such a cool conversation. I'm always interested to hear about other people's what's going on. Right? I talked to Bonza Slot Cars and Hobbies. I believe his name is Eric. I talk to him every once in a while. It's kind of cool to hear what's going on in Australia. So that's cool. There we go. Look at that. All right. So oddly enough, Steve seems to have this awesome collection of Transformers. Twin Pines Farms, thanks for joining us, brother. I appreciate it. Actually, I shouldn't say brother. I don't know. So thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. Steve, how about you introduce us to we'll start with your coolest Transformer you got there, because this is something that I'm interested in too. Oh, here we go. You're going to probably have to bring that bad boy down.
I can probably move him. That's right. He hasn't been moved in a while. He only weighs about 50 pounds.
Yeah, right, Raul? I mean, Steve was wondering if people were going to want to see them, and I said, I don't know, man. People are totally going to want to see these. Oh, man, look at this thing. Holy shit. All right, here we go. Hang on. Let me get you on full screen here. There we go.
Yeah, it's the HasLab Unicron. It transforms. It's a big, this is something when you get it, you got to have a place for it. You can't just get this and be like, where am I going to put it on the bookshelf or something? It needs its own area to really be set up nice. Yeah, it's really cool looking. It sets up the whole room and then everything else around it. It all
Nice.
comes off and faceplate comes off. Funny thing though, the teeth didn't come painted. I had to paint the lower teeth on it. You probably can't see because of the light, but even you pay $500, $600 for something, they don't bother painting the lower teeth. It's like same thing with the slot cars. Sometimes the rims are painted, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they got the right stickers, sometimes there's dents in them. The QC, it's in everything that you buy. How good things are. Just the nature of the beast.
Man, that's an absolutely huge robot. It looks so cool.
Yeah, I mean, this would be like a standard size guy, so he's pretty big. He's a planet, so he's pretty large scale.
Man, awesome.
I was thinking about you guys. You're saying about the slot cars though too. If the reason I went to HO is because I had that set as a kid, still there in the basement, and so I just went on Facebook, started buying more of it, and then just accumulated it. But I think I found out as I went along that I was buying Auto World cars to get the bodies, and then I was spending another $40 to get a Viper car to replace it because the freaking chassis sucked. So at that point, I was $60, $80 in each one of these little cars. Where doing it over again, I wouldn't have gone to HO. I would have gone up in the scale and got something. Like you mentioned, the larger scale cars, you got all the lights on them, the better liveries, the better bodies, more options too, with parts and things. It comes down to also, how much room do you got in your area too? Are you stuck on a little table? Do you have a room to dedicate to the thing too, to do a nice, if you want to do a big track? I didn't get into dioramas. I know you guys did. Dan, you had an awesome HO scale track there with all the trees and the grandstands and the buildings.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about going down that route, but thank God I had the cats. I didn't do it. The cats would just constantly knock everything over. I had the slot car and the hair everywhere. But if I did it all over again, I would definitely go. I think I'd to a larger scale myself. One thing we talked about too is you guys brought up this Infinity set here being a good starter kit, and I picked it up here off of Facebook for a good price. So I was going to set this up now and just start banging this out. But you were saying this is what the set you recommend to everyone when they first get one, right? And looking at this though too, this would keep me entertained. If you're 5 years old or younger, this would keep you entertained. But being in the hobby like we are, this would keep you entertained about 2 minutes. And you're gonna be like, I need something more, and do something else with it. But it's a nice little set though. Get you up and running. They had something similar at Christmas. Hot Wheels had one. It was all in one. I think it folded up. You would just open up the box. The box itself was the track. It had 2 cars in it. Might have been 2 years ago. I saw it at Walmart. It was good just to get someone in the hobby. But as far as longevity, though, I don't know. I think I see Enzo get a lot of things, play with it for like 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and then it's never touched again. Sometimes,
Right.
There's a lot of competition for their attention spans now. A lot of it's online and games and things, and it's got to be a little bit more, I think, intricate than this, to keep a younger kid's attention into something. So, if anyone's watching this, you think about getting into the hobby, it's not. I wouldn't nickel and dime your first purchase. I would do a little research, find something that's a good size set that you can set up nice, and it's got some good options for you. Where or if you're just buying track like I did, build your own race tracks and come up with your own things, really. But there are some, of course, AFX with some gigantic sets, 4 lanes, and I've seen a lot of them. But you don't gotta go that big. But this is a quick little kit. I'm gonna try to put it together right now. I'm gonna kick it onto the table here and spread it all out and see what I got in the box here. But,
okay, hang on. Before you do that, Steve, somebody had asked if you have any Dinobots.
Dinobots?
Yeah. Okay, while you look for those. Okay, hang tight. So I'm sitting here thinking, how can I make a bell notification video that viewers will actually want to watch?
You're gonna want that cowbell.
Did he just say cowbell?
I gotta have more cowbell. It's not a cowbell.
I could have used a little more cowbell.
All right then, hit the cowbell notification button so you don't miss any of my up-and-coming content. Woo!
Classic. That's funny.
Okay, now before you show the Dinobots, hang on, I just want to answer one question here. You know what? I'll tell you this for a fact, okay? When I came across Carrera, I realized that Carrera had everything that I wished HO had. Okay? Carrera has the multi cars in one lane. Carrera has the lane changing. Carrera has the company made app for racing. Carrera has the cars with the lights. Carrera has you see where I'm getting at here? HO has a 60-year-old track with cars that have been all repainted, each one, each shape, each shell, probably about 50 times each already. I really like my HO. I grew up racing HO with my brothers. HO are my brothers. My brother. HO will always be part of my racing existence. And like I said, even when I have to get rid of my HO track, I'm going to do my best to incorporate it into the Carrera room somehow. I'll figure out how, man. Hey, I managed to get a 4-lane track, a 10x13 super speedway, and a 17-foot drag strip all in one space. So if I could do that, I'm sure I could put a super speedway probably around the outside of the Carrera track. And the drag strip, I'm going to literally cut it off the table, and I'm just going to put it on brackets up against the wall. So that's not going anywhere. But I do have to tear down the track, unfortunately. But all the cool stuff on that track will get transferred over to the Carrera track. So, you can drive. I'm going to get the switch box, of course, so I'll just be able to change it over to an analog. And, that's where it'll go from there. So thanks for asking. And that's where it's going. I'll be honest. Like I said, I'm very disappointed in what's happening with HO lately. Neither of the major manufacturers are willing to put any money into their product at all. Nothing. Part of me, with the exception of Auto World, who has their wireless controllers that they don't have an answer for. Once the controllers go dead, I guess they're assuming the consumer is just going to buy a new one.
Wait, they're not rechargeable?
Sorry?
They're not rechargeable?
Well, they're rechargeable, but they don't have, once they're, they're rechargeables, man. Once they stop, eventually they're going to stop recharging.
Oh, yeah. Like my PlayStation controllers do the same thing. So they expect you to take it upon yourself to open it and replace the battery and get it, upgrade that. But again, not everyone's going to know how to or want to do that. Yeah. I agree with 100%.
They don't even have that yet, Steve. We have no idea what's inside that handle because they haven't. There's not a lick of a word. Not a word. Someone said, they're going to have to start warranting on them. Imagine that.
Crack one open, man. Make a video.
Right.
Hit it with a hammer. Open that baby up.
Well, and this is where Carrera is. Well, they already have it so that you can take the rechargeable battery off with an access hatch in the bottom, and you can put a new one in for, I think it's like $15.
You can probably change the mall rating, get more life out of it, more time out of it.
Yeah. So what they're doing now, Carrera actually, sometime later this year, they're coming out with, they're just going to have just normal batteries in there. So you'll just replace the normal battery in your Carrera remote control. So but I can tell you, I don't know how much wireless remote controls I'm going to need, man, when you got a couple of these in your stable.
Right.
So, no, Carrera tires are fine. They're okay. If you screw them, they're okay. Johnny Hobby did the look at them with the urethane. I really like the full gauge. To me, they're worth it. Carreras are good until they start to get worn out a little bit, you know, and in which case everyone will switch over eventually. But they are what they are, and obviously the I shouldn't say polyurethane. I should just say the urethane tires of the Carrera tires. I had a fairly large time difference on my track when I timed it, so yeah, Johnny Hobby has some pretty good pictures of what happens to Carrera tires when they've been sitting too long or whatever. They're just literally melting in the box and stuff. Holy shikes! So, yeah. If you have the money, I would say go purchase yourself a digital set. Play with it for a little while, and understand to yourself what it will take. Because one digital set, I'll tell you right now, one digital set is not enough. Okay, Chris, what do you have now?
I've got an Evolution set, and I've combined it with a digital set, which is the Race to Victory.
Right, and for me, it's the same as you, the Evolution set, and I have the Spirit of Speed, which is the 3-car digital set. So I find that is a really good start. You don't need to buy 2 digital sets because you don't need the 2 digital power units. It would be kind of a waste, I would think. I mean, you could always resell it, but the ideal way to go, and of course, you go the evolution route, and that gives you all that more track, and you build out from there. So, that's pretty much how I would do it. But there's just so much to offer. There's lots of people who have good information. I think HO for me has gone a little bit stale. I mean, really, there hasn't been anything exciting come out for HO in a little while. Let's just talk quickly about what's come out for AFX lately. Well, there's the blue car from the competition pack, which by the looks of it still has problems with the paint. But that's another issue that I don't even care about that car. There's the GT40, the chrome one, which is nice, but somebody had that done. AFX didn't do that on their own. Somebody had that done as an exclusive. And of course, there's the 2 new cars that have just come out, the Chevelle and the Corvette, neither of which are awe-inspiring, we could say. At least the price point hasn't gotten any bigger. They're all right, I guess. If you're a collector, you got to have them in your collection. But I really think it's time that these companies start spending some dineros, and let's get some actual companies. Yeah, I like the trucksters. The trucksters are kind of a cool idea. I like that. What do we got? What do we got here? Oh no. No. Frey Frey cars are how do you explain Frey cars? Frey cars are interesting cars. They're very niche in the HO category. So when you're talking HO, now you're making the category even smaller. You're narrowing it way down. Because it's a T-Jet product, it's largely like going to be older folks who are running those. At least that's what I find. I find the younger crowd are like the 50-year-olds and younger probably don't play with too many T-Jets. Just because when I was young, I was playing with extractions like AFX kind of thing. But it's
Thanks.
but there are people that cover the T-Jet scenario, but there's not a lot of content for T-Jets because they're not overly desired, and that's it's just once again it's a choice, preference. And now they make the T-Jets with magnets in them. Before they didn't used to have magnets in them. So that's another thing. So it's just a very interesting look at what's going on lately. It would be nice to see these major manufacturers start heading in a different direction. Maybe instead of putting so much money into the cars, start putting more money into improvement in track and that kind of thing. Would really like to see Auto World complete their lap app for their 4-lane track, but I don't hear anything on that at all. It seems like it's going to be a whisper in the wind. Hopefully they'll get it figured out though, but it's a really serious situation because they're touting a lot for that 4-lane track.
Forgot what that smells like.
Yeah, eh? So if any of you just what do we got there? What is that?
This is the Tyco chase car that I mounted to a Viper scale racing car for lights and sound.
Oh, nice. All right. Yeah, sorry, Danny. The freight cars are nice. They're building them super fast now too. Is that the kind of track that you're looking into building? Is that freight style track? Because you're going to need a little bit of room for that. Actually, you're going to need a lot of room. Right, the trucksters, yeah, because they'd rather go. I bet they go good on the 4 for 15. Man, I love that 4 for 15 curve. That is some beautiful stuff. And miraculously enough, I never had to use a 1/3 piece or a 1/4 piece. So, all right. Okay, so looks like our guest number 4 has arrived. Everybody, everybody welcome Matt to the house.
Hey, Matt, how's it going?
Oh, look at this guy's wares, eh? Oh, Chris.
That's a poor
Nice looking shirt, brother.
Thanks, sir. How you guys doing?
Awesome, man. Nice.
Sorry, it always takes a lot on these Monday nights when my wife works. I have to do the gymnastics, and then my daughter wants a Slurpee, and so it's
Fly on the flag. Fly on the
That's
flag.
all right, bro. I bet you look good in a leotard.
well. And I ran into my cousin too this time. I ended up holding the door for about 20 people, and of course she was about halfway through, so we talked.
Nice.
Hey Warren. Hey Doug. Hey Harry. Hey Gene. Tom. When you're ready, I have some opinions on this Auto World thing, by the way.
Okay, so just hang tight one sec. I noticed you have a really cool shirt you're wearing there. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, I got this off of Amazon. It is
Amazon?
I'm supporting a local my Southeastern Conference brother.
I'm buying one. I'm
I
buying one.
I got one of Scott's shirts. I got this shirt. I would also like to, what would be an awesome video, Chris, is if you kind of the pointers of how you did that.
So
go ahead.
I've got a Amazon merch account where I have it's Amazon's print on demand. So all I do is get your logo and I throw it out there. It's you just get what you get. Now it's very they don't sell in Canada, so you have to buy it in the U.S. and then they have Great Britain. So that's the only downside about the Amazon thing. But I've had the Amazon merch account for a long time, and so Scott wanted me to help him out with some shirts and stuff. So all I did was get the logo, and I know Raul's got a great t-shirt business and stuff going too. So
I have a publisher's, like a writer's profile on Amazon. I'm about to put my another book out, and this one's actually slot car related, but that's beyond the point. So
is it? I've dabbled in KDP also. So not to get off topic, but yes, Kindle Direct Publishing.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, it looks like we need to have another conversation. Hey, we got another subject going on here. I think, look at creator merchandise. I think would be a good show one day, so we could share all of our info on that as well. That's just my opinion, of course. But what the heck do I know?
Hey, slot car daddy.
Okay, so you got this awesome shirt, and I'm totally jealous. So that's not very good.
I like it.
I like it too, bro. It got my attention right away. I seen it before I had you come into the room. I was looking at it, going, "Oh, that looks cool." So yeah, very nice, very nice. All right, so everybody go buy one. Chris, do you have a link for that by chance?
Yeah, I'll get a link. It's
awesome, yeah, because I'm lazy as hell, man. So, if I could one push this, I'm in.
Hansmo was just like, it looks like an infinity. And I was like, good job.
Yeah, no kidding. So look at this infinity set, Matt. Have you seen one that looks like this before?
Is that a Tyco?
Show them the box. Look at this.
Oh, it's the 90s, like a 96, 97, I would guess by the logos, right?
Right.
Yeah, I just got off Facebook for a couple bucks.
Sweet.
With like 3 cars.
Heck yeah.
That's where the deals are.
Yeah, they
weren't the same.
All that right there pretty much was $200 on Facebook Marketplace.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
And then that's
Tom Bandy.
That's the HO side, and there's the 132nd.
Nice.
Oh, and I finally put that up. See it?
Nice.
I don't think you played this much when I had the track set up.
Right?
Chris, you say you got that sheriff car?
Yeah, I just ran it. I modified a Tyco light and sound car to a Viper chassis in one of the videos.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah, there it is. But this will kick ass because it's Viper.
That's a Go set, Matt. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Remember, I told you that was supposed to be the Lightning McQueen set that we were going to get him for Christmas, and they sent us that set, and then refunded me the money. And then I tried to ship it back, and the eBay was like, "No, don't do that." So,
yeah, I know it's a write-off for them. They don't care.
yeah. I thought about maybe having a giveaway with it.
That's the battery operated set, isn't it?
Give me the one. Put it on.
Again?
That's the battery operated set.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here's a fishtail.
How much is that adapter, Chris?
Oh, I jumped right.
Adapter.
Yeah, it's totally USA. Amazon won't allow us Canadians to buy it. That's
That's
totally
the but the way the t-shirt printing places are only strategically located around the world,
right.
and so they don't
basically, in order for that to happen in Canada, they would literally need a printer, probably in BC and Alberta. And yeah, that's a nice looking car, man. Totally. Hang on a sec, Chris. Let me blow that up, buddy.
All right.
There we go. Yeah, that's a
nice.
That's a nice looking car.
Yeah. See, that looks great. That the size of it, the detail and everything. You don't have to paint it. It comes with all the stickers. That's the way to go.
All right. Hey, I'll get you the logo, Raul. You sell mine in Canada, brother. Oh, what else we got?
Oh, keep jumping.
Nanya, you're probably gonna want to Nanya. Is this like a Nanya business thing?
Watch this. Watch that.
I would probably look at Viper Scale Racing or Jag Hobbies. Anybody else have any info?
Auto World has some decent price tires.
Auto World, okay.
What are they looking for, Dan?
Tires, aftermarket.
I found all mine on eBay from people just making their own. I found some good ones. I used them in all the videos that I upgraded with, so I was able to get I got I don't know 20 pairs for like $20 or something. It was a pretty good deal. They had all the different sizes, all the different cars and everything. Versus buying the upgrade kits for, I don't know, 4 tires for $20.
Right.
But.
Yeah, I think probably looking on eBay. If you're looking for tire sizes, if you are on eBay or anywhere else, they would it would specifically say that these tires are for the extraction chassis, or these tires are for AFX Mega G Plus kind of thing. So it's not as if you're going to be standing in the dark looking at tires and they'll only have a number attached to it. My guess is they'll be labeled to as to what set you need. So that's sort of what you're looking for. And then, of course, in HO, there's various different types of compounds you could use. Silicone, urethane, rubber, a few other ones, of course, mixtures of sponge, foam, boy, a couple others I could easily think of. So, yeah. All right. So where are we here?
Yeah, Bex is the brand.
If you're Nanya, just go right to Viper Scale Racing and have a look at what they have. Jag Hobbies. What's the other one that everyone's been dealing with lately?
Hardin Creek.
Hardin Creek.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Check out Hardin Creek. There's a good possibility you'll find what you're looking for there. You'll certainly be able to buy a tire gauge there, so you'll know what size they are. As odd as that sounds. Yeah. Viper Scale Racing has it set up pretty good. Dan's got it broken down so that you know what things are. Yeah, super tires are gel claws. There's lots of different various styles for HO. It seems I don't know. It seems very heavily scaled to Paul Gage as your aftermarket, but then again, it also depends once again on where you're from. Whether you're American or Canadian, you're probably choosing one aftermarket tire brand or the other. So, yeah. So it's nice to have the options and the people to let you know how they're going. Chris, have you bought any aftermarket tires for your HO cars?
Just the ones I did for the drag race.
That's hilarious. Me too. I've never really found a reason to change the tires like that. Now, Oh, what do we got? Now, if you do with if you're like Mark, then yeah, it seriously matters what kind of tire you have. When you're just rolling on your home track and you're not racing competitively, then the best thing you could do right now, and I'll tell everybody, it doesn't matter what scale, what your tire's made out of. The best thing you could do for your tires is to true them. Now, this is something that's really heavily needed in the larger scale tires, just because of their size. Now, with the small scale HO tires, you would have great benefits if you were to true them up. Now, you true them up a little bit differently than you do with the large scale. For HO, you could true them up just by what I do is I just put an old axle into a Dremel, and then I put the tire onto the old axle, and I'll just run the Dremel on the sandpaper, and that'll round off the tires. You could do them individually. Now, when you do larger scale, you have to do them both at the same time. So it's a little different process, but things get done.
I've never seen that, Dan, with the Dremel before. I've always seen it just on the track with some sandpaper and just bringing the back end down and truing it that way. But,
yeah, that works just fine. Of course, there are more expensive ways, and I'm going to be talking about those soon. But ideally, if that's all you had, Steve, was the sandpaper and stuff, then you're doing good. As long as you do it, right? You're better off to at least try it by hand like that than to not do it at all.
Yeah, especially I saw a lot of videos back when I was doing this heavily, the 4-gear cars. What a huge difference it made on like the funny cars, just them going down the track in times, truing up the tires on those things. It made a big difference in the times people were seeing on them.
Right. Megaton. That's an interesting name.
Yeah.
Obviously, he hasn't seen my review on these cars.
That's why I'm laughing.
But let me shorten it for you. Total debacle, and let's just say I actually had a conversation with Bob Beers, and well, we're not friends.
There's still going to be money makers though down the road.
Right. Yeah. They will be money makers down the road, like Matt said. I'll just quickly tell you what a couple issues were. First off, there was major issues with the paint, big time. So they had to refund the money, and that caused the problems. And then to top it off, there were still paint issues, and then they shipped the cars out the way they were. So if you watch my review on those two cars, I have an answer. If you watch the re-review of the competition pack, it's called re-review. That'll get your answer.
Was that from Slot Car Central, Dan?
That was from Slot Car Central, yeah.
I was just down that way, I think, the other day when we picked up a guitar. I thought about you.
Yeah. So they, the whole thing behind it, I get it. We've talked about it before. It's basically Bob Beers. Everybody knows that name. He's had his heyday. You know what? This is my show, and here it comes. Bob Beers is more than welcome to do whatever he wants with his money. But like I told him, I was hoping that things would be better and he would have things figured out, being the person he is in the HO community. The cars were not ready to roll. He should have had a better handle on them, and there was too much wrong for them to be put into production. But he still did. The end was, I told him that the cars were subpar for the competition pack, for the exclusive they were supposed to be. They had gray AFX rims on them, and they should have been silver or chrome. To which he agreed with me that this was an inadequacy and it would be changed for the blue car. I knew about the blue car before most people even knew about the green and red car, because Bob was using it to hold it over my head because of the review of his competition pack that he didn't like. Well, you want to put out an exclusive that has such high praise, then you should probably put it out so that people will enjoy it.
Did you ever get the blue car?
That's what happened. So I never got the blue car.
Yes, I was curious to see if it had the same defects or not. Maybe you took care of it. You know,
there's paint problems. Scott from Scott's House of HO Racing did a review on that blue car, and you could visually see it in the video. It was things were wrong with it. So, yeah. So, in the end, Kenny's right. It's definitely quantity over quality. I'll be honest, I was disappointed. I was expecting more from such a known person. That pretty much covers my my whole take on the competition pack. I'm not afraid to say honesty. I don't make stuff up. I review what I'm looking at. In fact, I missed most of the defects because I was blinded by the light, man. In the first review, I missed all of the defects that were brought to my attention, all of them. Thank goodness. There must have been a huge glare. It's kind of like in Pulp Fiction when the two guys go into the apartment and they're looking for the suitcase and they finally find the suitcase and the suitcase is glowing when they open it up. Well, that was kind of like me when I got my competition pack. But when I opened it up and I noticed there are defects here, there, and everywhere, and it totally wasn't up to standard, well, that annoyed me.
It should.
And then my review of that particular car, well, we already know what happened there. You know, he cried and whined on YouTube.
We also have that. We have that age-old thing that we've talked about. I even sent you the little comic I made in the message just now. You know, when I was finishing up that round 2 documentary, I ran across a forum from 2006. And there was an old guy on there, and he was bitching, saying the same thing about how the raceways were put out of business because of egos and narcissism, not for any other reasons. Right. I saved it. At some point, I'll probably go back over it and everything. And I'm not getting into it, but you know, should have get off the pot, right?
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say.
I will say one thing though. I like the fact that they chose to use that car and not a car that's currently being printed on. You know what I mean? Like that Ford is not part of the circulation. So I'm happy that at the very least they chose something that there's not already 50 variations of. Like let's do a 55 exclusive. No. What's left? You attach a flashing light and a sign that says, "Hey, check this shit out," you know, because it's already everything's been done. I mean, what's left? Literally slap a rocket engine on the back of it. Oh, Carrera already did that. It's the space shuttle, the NASA Space Shuttle Edition. It's white with rocket engines on the back. So if you ever want your slot car to fly, that's the one. Yeah, you see, slot car misfits. That's the gritty side, right? There's a lot of fluff. If you want to hear about slot car fluff and shit, then you clicked on the wrong channel. I want people to know what they're getting themselves into. There's enough panty waist bottom padding going on in the slot car industry where you don't need to hear that shit when you come to my channel, man. When you come here, I want you to know that what you're hearing is the truth and that what you're getting is damn honesty and a good show. So if you ever think you're going to get any of that powder bottom shit from me, well, you got the wrong channel, buddy. That's absolutely for sure. So I want everyone to know that when you're here, and I want to thank you, your family, and I definitely enjoy sharing my knowledge. And we all share our knowledge, and we're all happy to do so. That's where we're all here. So,
I got you, Robert.
oh, there you go. That's nice. Hang on, let's have a close up look at that one.
Well, they're just the 55s in the GT, right?
Yeah, but that's the 55 from the Pro Tinker, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's one of their exclusives.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. See, I like that. It's simple. It looks nice.
And it has the
Right?
The American flag.
Yeah, and that's something they've worked on too, because if you look at the first exclusive they did with the 55, the bumpers were bent and this, that, and the other, and Brian worked really hard to get that figured out. Yeah, that car probably looks as nice as it does now because of Brian. I remember him talking about that all the time. So yeah, that's pretty much. Oh, hang on, look at this. Yeah, here's the other one. I like this one too.
Yes, the Birdman.
Yeah,
the Badman.
Yeah.
And that's the is that the member car?
Yes, that's the member car.
Are you a PTT member, Chris?
I am.
Oh, cool. Right on.
Me too.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, they got it. Does pay. It depends. It literally depends on how much you buy, and if you're an American, it really makes sense. For a Canadian, everything just gets totally expensive, and that kind of thing. You know. Plus, you, as a Canadian, you try and buy as close to home as possible. That way, it costs less. So, you know. All right. So, Steve, what's the next step in your end of things? What's happening with you?
I'm going to continue buying more guitars, I think, and the Transformers here. Enzo's kind of moving on from it, and I think I am too. So eventually, all this will be turned into more guitars, I think.
So
and
there'll
then,
be some Transformer sale going on, or what?
Not yet. I mean, I've liquidated my original stuff from the '80s already, but bought all this, and then eventually this will all be evaporated too. And keep looking for deals online to see what's out there on Facebook and check it out. And then I might start making videos again. I've been thinking about it. I don't want to edit, so I might do a bunch of shorts or something, I think. But let's see what. I haven't really given that much thought yet, but don't want to be an editing pig again like I was doing a video every day. It was getting very, very tiresome. But yeah, we'll see. I'll come up with something this year to do. I know Enzo wants a gaming channel. He might inherit the channel. I don't know yet, but we'll see. We'll think of something.
Nice. Matt, what kind of things did you score for yourself over Christmas break, brother? You missed that portion coming in tonight.
I seem to be frozen right now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I got all that digital stuff. And then I got a couple HO things, and I bought some more straight track the other day. It came. I got one more digital car. And I hadn't really said anything about this the last couple weeks, but right before Thanksgiving, I kind of popped like a disc in my back, and it's been real hard to move until about the last week. So I'm a lot more mobile. I've been working hard on that actual book. I've been working on some D&D adventures for money. And right now I'm trying to figure out what's going on with round 2 before I make my next documentary.
Nice.
Very cool.
And now we have to figure out what's going on with you here. You're doing the freeze tag thing. Oh. Nope. Oh. He's gone. Well,
he'll be back.
Darn, eh? Oh my gosh. Yeah, so what I'd like to see, let's start off with Chris. If there's one thing for larger scale that could be improved, and if there's one thing for HO scale, we'll call it large scale and small scale. So give us what you think can be improved. Only one thing in each of those. So let's just start with the small scale first. So
For HO, you're knocking me to one thing. I've got two or three that are spinning. Trying to prioritize. I guess just feature set, and when I mean feature set, just that's cars and track.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so track, I guess would be a large thing. Steve, small. Think of your biggest peeve.
I would say the incandescent bulbs got to go. There's no excuse for not having LED lights on all the cars. I mean, it's pennies, and they could just pass that cost on. I think everyone gladly paid the little price hike to get some lights on the cars.
Right. So equipment.
Yeah.
Right? So modern, you'd like to see a little more modern equipment being used in modern day slot cars.
Yeah, especially when the bulbs are ruining the plastic on the cars and it gets so hot and they fail. It's just, put a penny into the infrastructure of what you're building and
totally
make it for everyone. I mean, I think they would see it. It would be, they'd get praise for it, I would think.
I would have to agree largely with Chris. If there's one thing in HO that absolutely needs to be addressed, it's the track. Like I said before, either AFX or Auto World, somebody's going to have to stick their foot in it. You got to start somewhere. I mean, Carrera's upgraded their stuff several times, and we're still using 1960s tracks. So I believe probably even for Steve, probably number 2 would be track, I'm assuming, or at least somewhere in the top 3. He's thinking about it now.
I never had a problem with the track. I just upgraded the cars, the tracks. I bought baked curves. I got the track working good. If it didn't hold together, I used a little super glue in it. It did the deal for me. Number 2 for them, I guess, would be it needs some type of, like you're mentioning, innovation, whether it's the track or not, or it's something with the car. Something's got to be innovated on. I think the Auto World side has got to be on the chassis side of things, and I guess AFX side of the house. Something new, like you mentioned, it's kind of stale. There's, like you mentioned, it's the same cars over and over, get different colors. They got to try and come up with something new. I know there's probably one guy in R&D, if anyone, besides that, trying to come up with new stuff. I think and they're just kind of looking at what they did before. How can they reuse the old molds and just make easy money on things versus actually investing in some R&D in it. But I don't know what the numbers are for them. What the cost of it is to develop something brand new like that versus how to sell,
Well, yeah. Well, that's just it, right? Okay, so Chris, one large scale. What would you have improved?
Well, I don't want to steal your thunder because I think the same thing, and I'll let you say what I think you're saying about the large scale. But I think that's the only thing for me on large scale. I mean, it's got everything that I kind of want. It's got all the features. It's got the digital side. It's got the automation. You got the apps that kind of help do all that stuff. But I was reading the comments there, and oddly enough, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, or just a little bit north of Atlanta, and one of Carrera's big warehouses is in Noonan, Georgia, which is just south of Atlanta, and you can't get Carrera cars local.
Damn, that's crazy, eh? Man, what can you do though? All right, what can you do? So okay, so like you said, Chris, of course, that's exactly it. Nail on the head right there. For me, it's just large scale has everything that HO isn't offering me. So here we are. I'm not saying goodbye to HO. I really do like the HO. That's not bullshit. Like I said, I grew up. I've showed everyone the pictures, told the stories about playing slot cars with my brother, and that's great. There will always be room for analog racing, always. Yeah.
Are the large scale cars coming in like modern bodies? Like, could I get a Dodge Hellcat? Not even Dodge doesn't make it anymore, but I mean, do they have like modern cars? Or are they still just pumping out, like you mentioned, 55 Chevys and GT40s and da 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 da?
I'm sorry. What was the question, Steve?
Are they making modern bodies for the large scale cars?
Yes.
Good. All right.
But which kind of car are you talking about?
I don't know. Like I mentioned, like Hellcats, Chargers, like Mustangs, newer Lamborghinis and Ferraris, or are they just pumping out stuff from the past 30 years still?
All new Lamborghini, Ferraris, European cars, all new.
That makes sense because I know in overseas the stock car, hobby is much larger, I think, than it is in the U.S.
Yeah.
So it's obviously going with the European cars is a good move too.
Right. With Carrera, it's you're talking mostly muscle cars. There's no they don't produce Sunday drivers. In fact, they don't even make the Lamborghini anymore with just the single color. Now it has the racing liveries on it. You used to be able to get them like a solid color, like green or purple or whatever. But
in like HO, I had to go to I can't remember the plastic. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
The other bodies I had to sand and make the ones other people had to make the modern cars. They were casting them from Hot Wheels to do them.
Right. Yeah.
And it was a pain in the ass painting those, shit sanding them and painting them and taking care of them.
So the answer to that, Josh. Excuse me. The answer to that, Josh, is all the new sports cars, I believe they have like the newest years kind of thing, or at least a newer. We're not talking like the 1980 Ferrari or the Ferrari Countach, the Lamborghini Countach or anything like that, right? I mean, they do have Skill Electric does have it, but yeah, I'm sure you could find. I wish Carrera opened up a bit with their. I wish Carrera opened up a bit with their slot car selection. Yeah, they're more, of course, around the racing liveries and stuff and that kind of thing. I guess Carrera actually pays big bucks to have all these liveries from all the individual race teams. So, what's this? Yeah. That would be a nice car. Man, would that be nice. All right. So before we're at about an hour and a half now. So before we head her out, I just want to remind you guys to check out my racing series with Irene. It's pretty good. She's a little bit behind in this one, but she'll catch up. No problems at all. She's got the winning spirit and doesn't want to lose to me. So makes things more interesting. So that'll be a regular series. We'll be doing once a week. We'll be doing a 100-lap race. You think 100 laps would take forever, man? No, once you get it going, boy, it doesn't take long at all. So I think it took us way longer to set up the race than it actually did racing.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Man, if it could go wrong, it was going wrong. My Windows had some update, which totally overridden my AMD's driver for having multiple screens. So I'm stuck having one screen. That's why I can't share anything today because everything's on one screen now. I don't know what the
heck. I have the same problem, Dan, when I game. If Windows updates away from my video driver and I got to reinstall the video driver,
Yeah.
It happens to everyone. Yep.
That's where I'm right now, man. You buy the top of the line Alienware for gaming and doing video producing, and here I can't even use what I need it for. So that's kind of it's a big kick in the pants, but there are worse. Of course, coming up, I've ordered the parts to do independent front axles. I've also ordered wheel bearings. Not just I don't even know what they're called. The sleeves the axle goes into that you clip into the car. Well, I've bought locks for the end, and I'm going to make them independent. Yeah, Harry, I was wondering what time it was there, brother. 4:30 in the morning. Are you having a tea right now, or what's up?
On the dawn patrol.
Yeah, the rear end. Did you really see that, Harry? Did you see that? Rear end crash? Oh my gosh. Yeah, bushings. Thank you very much, Warren. Bushings, yeah. I ordered bearing bushings, and I'm going to use those when I install the rear, the new rear axle from what is it? Slot Invasion. So I'm going to combine those all together, because what Slot Invasion does is they give you the same bushings or just different bushings, but they don't have bearings in them still. They're just holes that the axle goes into, and then it's metal on metal. And what I did was I ordered the bearings for it. So it should make quite a bit of an improvement. But I'm not going to put them in until I have the back axle ready to roll.
Oh, Dan, I got back on the software update. So
Yeah.
I got a modern all-electric Ford Mach-E Mustang. And last winter, just like there's like video games, they released the car halfway done software-wise, and they continually update the software. They put an update out last year, and it broke the heater in the car. The heater would not turn on.
Oh.
Do you think the car would self-update again to fix the heater, or I had to take it to the dealer, and the dealer had to put the update on the car? That's right.
Man.
The dealer had to install a software update for the heater to turn on in the car. The car is literally a steering wheel, like a Tesla, a giant iPad in the center of it. And you're at the mercy of them every 2 weeks doing a software update, wiping out all your settings, changing the dash layout constantly. It's very annoying.
Yeah, you
But
can't
it
keep doing
permeates
that.
all industries. It's not just our computers, but it's even in the affecting the real life cars now too. You know.
Well, especially the money you're paying for them too, right? It's like 100% unacceptable for something like that to even be happening, man.
Right.
So what's happening with Patriot Hobbies is he's got a storm going on right now, and his internet is down. So he won't be joining us for the rest of I don't know, the rest of the 3 minutes we'll be live for, but he didn't miss too much on the back end. He missed everything on the front end, but that's okay. We all know who he is. Everybody, make sure you subscribe to Patriot Hobbies. Everybody, please take a moment, smash that like button. I'd absolutely appreciate it. Now, you remember what that guy said about that bell. Make sure you bang that bell a few times for me too, please, guys. Now, I want you guys to make sure you subscribe to Chris at Southern Slot Racing, guys. Please subscribe to Chris. You know the story, man. If you don't subscribe to Chris, you're very, very bad. Now, please go do so. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. Now, for everybody who doesn't know Stockpile Hobbies, or you remember and wonder where he went to, well, he's going to be around a little bit more. And with our good graces, we'll have him on our Monday night show 1 or 2 more times, maybe even a few more than that. So we're probably going to get around to doing a Transformer feature where Steve will feature one of his absolutely kick-ass amazing Transformers. And he actually wondered if people were going to want to see it. And this is what I told him. Hell yeah. We want to see your Transformer collection. We might not want to see it all in one show, but I definitely want to see it. So,
yeah, I'm gonna go spend 5 minutes on a figure or so and check them out. Yeah, there's more than enough here to go through. Half of them are under the table in boxes still too.
Right. Slot Car Haven. Here's the first thing I said to you, Steve. Do you remember what I said to you about your Transformer collection?
No.
Can you read the comment?
Do you have the auto Oh, I did. I had it. It's gimmicky. It was cool. And then it sat on the shelf for 3 months and I sold it.
That was the very first thing I asked Steve again when he said the Transformers. I'm like, holy shit, man. He's like, I sold it. I'm like, no. So,
I think I actually did it did appear in one video for like 10 seconds, but it was a Transformers video and no one watched it. But yeah, it's cool. You know, I guess in all seriousness, if for the robot community, the actual like real robots that you control, the amount of money you spend on it is really worth the value that you get out of it. Because something similar and like robotics is like hundreds of dollars more than that Optimus Primus and the other ones are making. They are really good value for the money though. If you got that much bank to spend on something like that, it is a costly toy though.
That's totally. Hey,
wow.
Yeah, Raul. I think that's where I ordered them from. Kenton's in the house. Thanks for joining us, Kenton. I appreciate that, brother. Yeah. Oh, nice. 2 Transformer and Bumblebee slot cars. That's cool.
That's really cool.
All right, guys. So I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. Absolutely fantastic. I love this crowd. You guys are all great. I love the fact that everyone has a little piece of their own mind to put in, which is absolutely fantastic. I love the fact that I get to share knowledge with the community and invite people in to share their knowledge as well. Chris, I want to thank you, brother. You've been an absolutely fantastic. You've subscribed to me. You're my member. And I'm absolutely always more than welcome to help you out, Chris, and help you grow your channel. Always, brother. You're always welcome on my channel. Always.
Thank you.
I appreciate it, man. And people who haven't figured it out by now, you're one hell of a cool guy. And it's nice having you here, bro. I absolutely appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for everything. Steve,
you've been a good friend of mine, brother, for a while now. I know it's been a while since we chit-chatted, hey, it was a lot of your videos that got me to where I am today and showed me the way. And then just from Chris's reaction, you've been around and people watched your videos, brother. I think the slot car world was a very different place when you disappeared from it. And I think people, whether you're doing slot cars or not, I think people are just happy to have your opinion because your opinion does matter. I mean, you were in slot cars for a long time. You just don't forget that. So
thanks, Dan. And you've done a great job here with the community, bringing everyone together here. The amount of effort you put into things, it really shows in the quality of the videos you make and everything for the community. You've done a great job.
Thanks, Steve. I appreciate that, brother. I just, like I said, I just want to help everybody get to where they want to be and share my knowledge and gather everyone together. And it's like, of course, it's like I always say, if you're not the smartest person in the room, make sure you surround yourself with them. And that's what we did. And that's what we did tonight. Chris, any parting words?
Nope. Just echo what Steve says. Thank you for everything. This is a great community. I can't imagine life before this. When I was doing trains and stuff, this was absent. And when I joined the HO community and the stuff has just been fabulous. Everybody's been great. And I really appreciate everything. Appreciate all the subscribers. Appreciate all the feedback I get. I get a lot of good feedback. And thank you, Dan, for always helping move me along.
Thank you. And I will be adding Chris's name to the description today. Chris was a latecomer, so I didn't have a chance to get him in before we got going. Once again, it has a lot to do with only having one screen. Damn, man. When you get used to having that second screen there, that's where everything's happening off the screen. So, Steve, anything you want to say before we kick it?
No, I look forward to doing this again. And it's great talking to everyone. And thanks for coming out tonight.
And we will do it again. Thanks, guys. And if you're a creator and would like to join us on stage, please send me an email and we'll talk turkey. But for now, I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight at Slot Valley Racing. Man, you guys are awesome. And I just want to say what I usually say, of course. We just got to get it right. Where are we? Oh, wrong one. Everyone's like, what the hell is this jerk up to? All right, guys.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep. You want to go do
Slot cars in the garage?
Yep.